ending this. This is the end.
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another Dragon Ball Z on the channel today. Now today, another week here, another Friday. We're going to be going over pretty much, another crystal guide. Like I mentioned before, the last couple, crystal guides. Most of these are probably going to be on a Friday. Sometimes you might see it a day earlier, 2 days earlier. But most of these are going to be on a Friday. So this week we're looking at a little bit over 4,000 crystals. So not a bad week from what we just had this entire month. It's been a pretty horrible month. I'm not gonna lie, it's been super dry content wise, and then just no rewards going on in the game, and it just sucks. But hopefully they start making a comeback, which they normally do around this time. But with that being said though, if you're new around here, consider leaving a like on the video and joining the channel. It's very much appreciated. And if you're a return subscriber, drop a like down below. So hopping into this, first things first is our 2 login bonuses that we have. We have the daily, which is 70 crystals if you're logging in, over a week. And then you also have the weekend login bonus, that is 100 coming from that. All right, and then now we're gonna hop over here to the events. So we have a couple things here to talk about. Before we talk about the raid, I do also want to mention this one. So the rush battle, right? This one, I'm not, obviously I'm not counting this one. This one started like a week and a half ago, but I am gonna count the next one that's probably gonna come up soon. You can think of this as a counter, a countdown timer for, it's 4 days left until the reset. So we should be seeing another, buff, another Zenkai for the starters from the movies tag itself. So hopefully, normally I'm pretty spot on with this, but the way the Legends has been doing things lately, this past month or two, sometimes it's kind of hard to predict what they're gonna do, what they're gonna drop in the game. So now we have a raid. I'm glad that they did this finally. It's not that hard to drop the raids when you drop new characters. This means slot removers, crystals. So just make sure you're doing your raid, grinding it with a buddy. In total though, this is going to be around 700 in total. 500 coming from this, the shop, and then the other 200 is going to come from the missions. So you just click on the missions right here, it takes you right here, and then it just shows you right here. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. Make sure you're grinding that. We're going to add that really quick. And then we have another one, is we have this special co-op. Now the only thing I hate about this one is, even like not just this one in particular, just co-op in general. Same thing with the raid. They took away the challenges, the rewards for that. They replaced it when it used to be crystals. So you're gonna be able to get crystals from your first time rewards if you're doing it for all difficulties, and that's gonna be 40. And then you're gonna be able to get 300 more coming from the exchange shop. So make sure, maybe if you're new, scroll all the way to the bottom. Now I've already claimed mine, so mine isn't in the shop, obviously, because I claimed them, but it's going to be all the way towards the bottom area right here where the slot removers and the expanded equipment limit is at. So make sure you keep that in mind. It's only going to be 340, and maybe you're asking, why are you saying that, Jade? Why are you saying that? Why is it only 340? I thought we get something for the missions. I don't know if this was an ongoing thing. I don't think it is, but I don't think the special time, like the little special co-ops, I don't think they've ever given us crystals from the missions, unless I've already claimed them. But I haven't played it that much, as you can see. Only did it twice, so maybe it's only for just a regular co-op. And essentially these are just medals and erasers, which is still good rewards, but come on now, we would rather have obviously the crystals. So we're already in the missions. This is where I was gonna go next, pretty much. So we have these Red Ribbon Army Revival missions. This is 500. Basically, the way that these work, they have them in levels for level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And essentially, you just do all of the level 1 missions, and then it unlocks all the level 2 missions right here that you see right here. And there's some more down here, and so on and so on. So you're just gonna unlock them after you complete all of the other ones, the previous ones, and it is 500 in total. So we're gonna add that. and we're sitting at a little over 2,000 now. I believe there's nothing else to really mention on this page right here. We do have the adventures, that is 50, so we can, we can add that. But if we hop over here to mission plan, this one is going away in 5 days. So like I said, I didn't mention it at the beginning of the video, but some of these things are going to be reset in a couple days, so just keep that in mind. So if you haven't done all of these yet, that's good too for you, because you can go ahead and do this and get 500 from the free to play side. But when this does reset, it is 500 on that, free to play side. Daily stamp, it's not that hard, it's the same daily missions every day. Make sure you're doing your dailies, pretty simple, 500 per week, and then you're gonna get 1,000 over 2 weeks. So yeah, I say why not. So hop over here to the Legends ranking. This one is coming to an end, like I said, 4 days. A lot of these are ending in a couple days, but I'm mentioning it now because let's say maybe you have some of it grinded, but you don't have much grinded on there, so you kind of want to go on there, and start grinding, so that way you can go and get that done. Now, normally I would put 300, but I think everyone, if you're looking at bare minimum, should be at 250. But 300 is definitely doable. So, I believe in you guys. I know a lot of people aren't playing as much as of currently, because we got freaking Genshin Squadra out there, which I am probably gonna make some videos on that. I'm still trying to get the hang of how that game works and everything. We do also have Tournament of Power. This did get reset earlier this week. So I'd like to mention 2 things for this, right? So you got over to the news, and as you can see, you scroll down here to Tournament of Power. I always like to mention the top 2 leads, because I feel like if your plan is decently enough, you're going to be in those leads, right? You're going to be in those leads regardless, especially if you're staying in that lead, or you're constantly staying in the top like 5%, top 10% of the rankings. Now Z lead is going to be around 1,500. That's around, like, I would say the bare minimum for you to stay in the league and all that stuff. But if you can definitely get more than that, there's definitely a chance of you getting more than that. S lead is around 850, so keep that in mind. S lead is 850. We're gonna add that one for this one, but keep in mind, Tournament of Power is dependent on your rank. So if you're like me, like you just saw, I'm in A lead, so I'm not getting 850. I'm only getting, I think it's like 200 less in the A lead. If you're in the A lead or any lead below that, the rewards just drop lower and lower, obviously. But I'm mentioning the S league and the Z league because those are like the top 2 ones that's going to be like, you're getting a good amount of crystals, right? So keep that in mind. This is very dependent on your rank, what league you're in. But we're gonna add 850 for the S league, and not everyone is in the Z league, like I said. So I'm not gonna add that one, but I feel like everyone can definitely reach the S league at least. Easy stuff. Besides that, I believe that's everything. Like I said, a little bit over 4,000 crystals this week. Not a crazy week, but definitely a solid week. Very solid. And I'm hoping that they keep on with this trend next week. They introduce another event. Also, I know you guys are tired of me yapping. I know. Make sure you guys are also doing this. I'm actually liking that they did this. I just hate that it's only a limit of 1 per day. Like literally 1, not 1 for each stage, just 1. So hopefully, they think about maybe doing it 3 times for each stage or 5 times. It does give you around 200. I believe that's the fixed amount. So it is pretty solid if you don't have any resources for a certain color of those art seeds. But with that being said though, quick video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was helpful. That being said though, as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.